John Jorgenson here, and I'm back with Michael Schnitzer, president of Stanley Martin Custom Homes. Welcome back, Michael.
Hey, John.
So we are going to chat for a few minutes about an award Michael won back in 2001 for building the best home built in America. So, Michael, can you tell us a little bit about your experience with that award, please?
Sure. So back in 2000, on a lark, we submitted a home that we built in actually Silver Spring, Maryland, to the National Home Builders Association and Professional Builder magazine. They kind of coordinate to pick the best home built in America. So several months passed since our team submitted the package, and I get a call saying, hey, would you be willing to come to Atlanta? I'm like, okay, but not sure why. And so I thought maybe we won some Mid-Atlantic award or whatever. But so what happens is 12 judges from around the country go and visit regional finalists, and they decide on which home in the United States was the finest built home, custom home, built in the United States. So about a week or two before the award ceremony, I get a call say, you won the award. And I'm like, okay, well, what award is that? And it turned out to be the best home built in America. So I go to Atlanta, and they have easels of some of the homes are palatial estates in Beverly Hills, and then I see my somewhat modest home built in Silver Spring, and it turned out that the judges found this home to be built to the highest quality standards, and it wasn't by mistake, right? I mean, we were bringing in timbers from Vermont. We had a plethora of shop drawings that needed to be signed. We had custom woodworkers in the house almost for a month doing wood detailing. And I would say, so we won, which was huge. That said, the winning is important, but it's the process on how we got there.
Right.
And so you need to have an organization that's disciplined, that has the right amount of checklists and delivery systems to be able to win this award. And probably the carryover is the same processes that we have in place or had in place in 2000, 2001 are the same processes we have today. Now, certainly through continuous improvement, we may have improved upon some of the processes, but overall, we started with a great process and have improved upon it, and the net result is being judged to have executed better than any other builder in the country.
Right, that's true, and it's really, and I think it can be said it's not what you've done in the past, but it's what you're doing now.
Exactly.
And one of the amazing things that I really enjoy about this Stanley Martin Custom Home organization is that more or less, right, we have improved processes over the years, but for the most part, every single buyer that comes through our door, whether they are building an existing Stanley Martin plan or whether they're building a one-of-a-kind, unique home that we've designed from scratch, they get the exact same level of service at every single station along the way.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about some of those stations in future segments. But, the buyer who is not modifying a home is going to spend a lot less time in each station, right? So if you're buying a home off the shelf, you're going to, and I say off the shelf, it's really nothing is off the shelf, right? We just start with a plan and maybe there's some minor tweaks. If you're just moving a wall here and there or moving a door, you may spend how much time in the design phase?
Well, it really depends, John, because everybody's unique in their thought process. But I think your point is every customer, regardless of where they are in their size of home and perhaps unique features of home, get the same process and the same experience. From an overall leadership perspective, efficiencies and accuracy is built on repetitiveness. So and keeping things simple. So if I had to create two processes, one for a home that had, let's say, 50 unique features, some very high level, some complex, and another home having 0 or 1 unique feature, the process and the organization would not come to a standstill,
Right.
but it promotes errors in the production line. So
Right.
it's unique.
Yeah, but that also brings up a great point. Now, just even imagine within the custom home family having two separate processes for a highly customized home and a less customized home.
Right.
Can you imagine a builder who is now having their project managers work on production homes?
Yeah, it
and
doesn't-
then they switch over to the custom home experience?
Yeah.
I mean, that is
So-
such a mind-bending thought for me.
Yeah, and so, the funny thing, not even funny thing, that at the highest level, right, Builder X versus Stanley Martin, eventually, God willing,
Right.
Builder X is going to finish the home. Stanley
Right.
Martin will finish the home.
Right.
But what during that process was the experience of the customer,
Right.
and what is the final quality result and the execution of detail?
Right.
Right? So, person X and person Y could have something that's very similar, but, one being much, having less quality. Maybe the walls aren't square or,
Right.
or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that kind of that's how the winning the award and the process that we had in place for that homeowner, which we built the home for in 2000, dovetails into what we're doing today.
Correct.
Is because we've always had one process. The process has been improved and adapted over the years to make it better. And really, at every single station, you have an expert. I'm the expert on the front end of the transaction.
Sure.
You're the expert that works with the buyer on the design and overseeing the entire operation. Then we have an expert who's going to work with our buyers on the design of their home, our design studio manager, and she's been with us for over a decade. And then we have experts who are project managers who, some folks say, oh, do you bring your project managers over from Stanley Martin, or how do you get your project managers? So chat a little bit about that from
Sure.
our process perspective.
So so high level, and we've talked about this in some other segments, our project managers only manage Stanley Martin custom home projects. The next level down, our project managers are well seasoned. They've seen a lot of stuff through their years. Now, they may have started in production way back when.
Right.
But they have a unique ability to deal with customers building on their lot. It's just a totally different experience. We're looking at radial points so that we understand how much distance a project manager has to drive, right? Because the more driving, the less managing.
Right.
So we have tons of nuanced approach, criteria to delivering a great experience and a great home. But as you were saying, the project manager is a very key role.
Exactly. And they, for the most part, they come out of the custom building world,
Absolutely.
right? And when they, and they come to our organization, they stay with us for years and years.
Absolutely.
So that's,
Absolutely.
there's very, very little turnover at our organization. So.
And so one of the corollaries to having a great customer experience is having a great employee experience, and they're both intertwined, right?
Yeah.
So if you can imagine, if we look at the converse of this, if we weren't delivering great customer experiences, our employees would not have a good experience, just
Right.
for a whole plethora of reasons. So it's very important to deliver on both, and in doing so, it keeps our retention levels to a high level.
It is, yeah,
Yeah.
it's accurate. So that's how the winning of the award for Best Home Built in America kind of ties into what we're doing today. So we have a process that's been around for over 2 decades that we've been massaging and tweaking and improving. We have incredibly well-trained and highly qualified, experienced individuals at every single station in your process that you're going to experience. So In wrapping up this segment, I think I'll say that if you want to learn more about building a custom home on your lot, give us a call or a click today. I can get you started on the path. We're going to continue this discussion. We're going to go into great detail about how we do things. We're happy to have you enjoying this podcast, and I'm going to just continue on with Michael in the next segment. So
Thanks,
stay
John.
tuned.